So, hello everyone. Good morning, guys. So, first of all, thanks everyone for joining with such a short notice. So early. Of course, 9 a.m. is early for on a weekend, right? So, this is Pawan from MGMITtraining. I have Ravi, my younger brother, along with me, who is the speaker for today's session. So, as we discussed and communicated, so today's session would be on Git and GitHub. So this is our, like we are first. So before we go into the session, so we are planning to conduct these sessions, on a monthly basis, with eminent guest speakers. So this is the first session as part of that. So we are planning to conduct, on some weekend, monthly, or do it on a monthly basis. So please, I'll mute everyone. So please, please unmute if you have any queries or like if you want to say something. So, but I muted everyone. And this is our Instagram page, guys. So we recently, like completed 6 years, and we are celebrating 6th anniversary. So please, follow our Insta page if you want to get updates on such, on these kind of, guest lectures, free trainings on weekends. So this is our Insta handle. So let me post it in the Zoom chat. So can you please respond in the Zoom chat so that so to confirm that Zoom chat is working for everyone. Okay, thank you guys. All right. So this is our Insta handle and this is our YouTube channel. Okay. So we'll share it, like we'll share the link as well in the Zoom chat. So, please subscribe and turn on all notifications. As you can see, so we are sending the reminders are, we are sending heads up. So on YouTube channel as well as Insta page, guys, let me show you my Insta page also, where we had posted these, from a couple of days. All right. All right, guys. Now let me introduce our guest speaker. So Ravi Kumar Mandala is my younger brother. So who is from did his MTech from IIT Kanpur, and he was part of Google and Amazon before, and right now working and LinkedIn as well, LinkedIn or Microsoft, uh, and right now working for Meta or Facebook. So thanks Ravi, thanks for joining so early than us and making this meeting. I would like to hand over the floor to you, Ravi. I'm stopping my screen share, Ravi.
Yeah, thank you. Okay. Hi, everyone. This is Ravi. Thanks for joining the meeting. Today, we are going to talk about Git and GitHub. Let me share my screen. Okay. So today, we are going to talk about Git, especially like the underlying version control system of GitHub and many other version control software. So in order to excel in your job, you need to, this is kind of like basic skill, just like spoken English, it's like a soft skill that you need to know. In most of the companies, you'll be using Git or any other Git-based softwares for version control. So today we are going to learn what Git is, how it actually works, and then we'll visit like different types of Git software, Git-based software, like GitHub, GitLab, and a couple others. And then like we'll do some hands-on exercises. The objective of this session is to have you all try the Git commands locally on your machine. So if you can minimize the Zoom window and open a terminal, that would we would do some hands-on exercises. You can create your own repositories, you create your own GitHub account and stuff. Okay. So first, a little bit about me. Yeah, I'm working for Meta. Throughout my software engineering career, I've been using Git or some form of Git in all my jobs, different companies. I'm working for Reality Labs of Meta, which is formerly known as Facebook, still known as Facebook. So here we get to work on different applications like WhatsApp, Instagram, Facebook itself, and a few other companion apps for wearable devices that Meta owns. You might know the Oculus, which is a overhead headset, virtual reality headset, like this one. This is the Quest Pro, which we develop for, and we have apps that go with it. I particularly work on the Android development area. Like I lead a team for Reality Labs, where we increase the usage of these wearables. We have smart glasses. You might have heard about the Meta smart glasses, where you can wear the glasses and you can interact with Gen AI, MetaMate, or Facebook's Llama. So you can talk, you can give commands, have a conversation with the ChatGPT kind of AI software, advanced AI software through the glasses. So you can take the AI wherever you go. So we develop companion Android apps for this and work on improving the business. So that's about my current job. Prior to this, I worked at LinkedIn, Google, and like 3 years for Amazon before moving to US. So yeah, as I said, throughout my career, in some form or the other, I've used Git. There are like different version control systems that gradually transformed. In the modern language, version control system is called Git. Um, I still use that, not exactly Git or GitHub at Facebook. I use a different type of version control system, but the underlying concepts are all the same, which we are going to learn today. So, what is a version control system? Version control system is like a software which would um, manage code that you write. When you write code, it's pretty much local to your machine. You save the file in your local disk, and if you want to share that file with someone else, what would you do? Like you email that. Nowadays you can send it across through various medium. You can email them, you can WhatsApp them, or you can just transfer that. You can do a Bluetooth transfer, or we stopped using the CD drives or floppy disk. So there are other mediums. You might store that in a hard disk, or you might share that in a Google Drive, right? When you share that file with someone else, they get a snapshot of that file, where the current status of that file you are sharing with them, making a copy of that and sharing with them. What if you change the file? What if you added a few more lines of code or updated your script? Or if it is a photo, you add some addition, like you did some additional processing, added some caption or a title or subtitle. You have to save your modified file again, right? And at some point of time, you do various modifications. You share different copies with the other person, and you lose track of what's happening. Like you don't know you don't know what version the other person has, and how to update that or how to send a different copy. And whenever you send that, you send a totally different copy over to the other person, right? So this is all gonna become a big mess unless you use some advanced version control system like Git. Um, for example, like nowadays, like earlier, we used to copy .doc files and send it over. Now we are all using Google Docs. Google Docs is like online collaboration software. It's a kind of Git. You can, if you use Google Docs, you can share that just with a link with the other person, and they can also view the file, the current state of the file. Whenever you make changes, they can see the current status of that doc, and they can make the changes too, which will seamlessly get integrated into the main doc. And you can take a snapshot, you can save a copy of it, you can make a copy, and you can add collaborators with different permissions and all that. So GitHub is Git or GitHub is a tool, such tool for your projects, for your software. If you're writing a script, building a project, or creating a software, if you want to share that with the team or add collaborators, you want to work with other people, then you use softwares like Git. You can do you can you guys think of any other collaboration software? Just like I mentioned, the Google Docs. Any other collaboration software you can think of? You can put your answers in the chat.
OneNote, SharePoint.
Uh-huh. Yeah, OneNote, SharePoint. That's right. Anything else? Google Docs include docs, sheets, slides, and all this. So if you have a local project, that's like having an Excel software in your machine, and you create the files, store the files, and all that. But imagine the difference between the OneDrive versus Excel software that you have locally in your machine. You can seamlessly collaborate with other people, share the latest software, latest version of that file with others, and you can collaborate with them without any issues, right? So same thing, like you can do a lot such things using Google Docs or any other collaboration software online. Yeah, so let's dive into the key concepts of Git. Usually, when you have a lot of files or when you have project, you might be working on multiple projects, not just one project, right? So all files, all software related to that project can be stored in one package, or it's called Git repository. In the Git terms, it's called a repository. So you can have multiple files in it, a README file on how to use the project, or a Java file. Like if you have a Java project, you can upload your entire project to the Git, and you can create files, packages, and all that. Same thing with any of your other projects, any Python scripts or any JMeter or LoadRunner projects. Anything that you can file, you can group together as a project into a repository and check that into the Git. And same thing with your class. If you're undergoing some training, you can have different lessons, and you get different homework, and the homework problems can be solved in a separate branch, and you can submit the homework in the form of a pull request. We'll see all these terms, but repository is basically a group of files related to a particular project. At any point of time, if you're working on multiple projects or if you're moving on from one project to another, you can create multiple repositories, and you can switch between repositories whenever you want. And whenever you work on something, most of the changes will be on your local machine. And whenever you want to upload that into the remote repository, or you can save put a checkpoint, or mark a milestone, you can commit that. A commit is like a snapshot of your project. If you have new changes, you can group them and place a commit. It will be added as a node into the Git graph. We'll see that visually. And then like branches are like there is a main branch which has all the files, the final or the central source of truth of your project. And if you're working on a particular feature, then you can branch out from the project, make your changes, and then merge all the changes onto the main branch. So you can create multiple branches for separate lines of development. Each person can have their own branch, and all the changes they do, like our team can have a branch. Multiple people can contribute to the same branch, and whenever they are ready to merge that into the main branch, they can merge. There are ways or procedures to merge it. So let's visit. Let's look up different commands that you use to do the things that I just mentioned. Um, if you have, we'll first go through the commands, and then I'll have you do that on your machine so that you can also try these commands. First, git hyphen version. This is a command to check the current Git installation version on your machine, and you can configure your username and email ID, which will be used for all your commits. Whenever you submit a change, your name and email will be displayed on the change so that people know who did the change. And we mentioned the repository. It can be a local repository or a remote repository. I'll get to that later. And for creating a new repository, you do a git init, and then um, yeah, git init, git status. Okay, git add. Okay, let's look at all these changes in action. Okay, I'll open up a terminal. Can you see my terminal?
Yes, Ravi.
Okay, so this is my directory. Now I'll create a new directory. Let's say new project. Cd new project, and now I don't have anything over here. 0 files. Let's say I want to create a Git repo with all the files in this project in this folder. I'll say git init. Now this created an empty project. So it created an empty repository. If you look at the current status, Git status of this project,
Hey Ravi, sorry to
there are
interrupt
no,
you, Ravi.
yeah,
So can you show that on UI from the UI
yeah,
as well?
that's a GitHub. We'll get to that
Okay,
GitHub
okay,
GitHub status later. This is a Git. We are working with the Git over here. We'll pull these changes into a remote repository. We'll use the GitHub for as an example, and we'll show the same command, like how to do this in GitHub. So this
sure.
is command line commands. This is how you do in the command line. Git status shows the current status of your project. Let's say I want to create a README file. I created a new project. This is a new project. Now let's look at the Git status. So right now we are on branch main, and there are no commits in the repo. So there are no files in the repo. There is one untracked file though, readme.md. That's an untracked file. So in order to add this, let's go back to the presentation. So in Git, how it actually works is there are like 4 different places where your files or your changes can reside. It could You can see my slides, right?
I request everyone to maximize the screen, minimize the participants thing, or so to make sure that please make sure that you are able to utilize your full screen.
Yeah. See this. See the shared screen. You can zoom in on that. Now, there are 4 different places where the files can reside when you're using Git. It could be in your local working directory, which is on your disk. And then there is something called a staging area where you are putting something like staging your changes ready to be committed. And then a local repository. It can be within your file, within your machine. There will be a repository where it says these are all the files that are stored, and then there could be a remote repository which could be github.com, which is a remote repository for collaborating with remote developers. So when you create some files, that will be initially in the working directory, and then when you add the file using git add command, that will be staged, and when you do git commit, they'll be stored within the local repository. And you can do git push push to a remote repository so that everyone else can pull the changes into their local directory, and or they can just clone the changes or clone different branches, and they can do switch between different branches using the git checkout command. So let's try these commands in the command line. Yeah. Now here we are saying git add readme.md. Check the git status. There's a new file, changes to be committed, new file readme.md. Now it appears in green. It appears in green. That means like it's ready to be staged and it can be committed. Now we can commit using the git command git commit, adding a readme file. So this git commit is a command to commit the changes to your local repository. And -m, this is the message with which you are committing. So this is the you're giving a description of your change, your commit. Now it added a file. Okay, let me increase the font. Yeah. So you added the file. Now if you look at the git status, we are on the main branch. There's nothing to commit. If you look at the git log, there is a command called git log, which would say there is one commit by this person with this email ID, and the commit message is adding a README file. If I say git show, it will show what that file is. It's a README file. It's a README file. It's a new file that was added, and these are the contents. A plus is like these are the new lines that are added in the file. So now let's let's push this to remote repository. I said git push, but there is no remote repository configured, right? So git remote, it is telling me what are the commands that I can use to add a remote repository. So right now, I have these changes locally, but I don't have any, I don't have it outside my machine so that I can collaborate with others. I can share it with others, and others can pull the changes and use them, right? Now let's see. So the Git, this is good for maintaining your project, managing your files locally. You can create, there's a whole lot of things that you can do just on your local machine using Git itself, right? So, but in case you want to collaborate with other people, you have to use something called a Git software, Git platform, right? There are different platform options. There are different options to create your remote repository. GitHub is one of the most popular. It has the most users. It has the biggest community. And there are other platforms like GitLab, that is also like DevOps focused Git software. And there is Atlassian, you know, Jira, right? So Atlassian is the company that created Jira, and it also has a GitHub software, Git software called Bitbucket. So this is also like focused on smaller enterprises and individual developers. And this has very nice integration with Jira. In Jira, if you create a project, if you are working on different tasks that are assigned to you, you can link link a particular branch or link a particular pull request or commit to your Jira task, and you can easily collaborate, move that task, move that Jira ticket into in progress, code review, or closed based on the status of your particular commit in the Bitbucket. So it has very nice integration with Jira tickets. And there's another software called SourceForge, which is also community. It has a decent community, growing community. Its main focus is like open source hosting and distribution. So let's look at GitHub. GitHub is one of the most popular, as I mentioned. It has the biggest community. It has most number of users using it. It's currently owned by Microsoft. Microsoft acquired the GitHub software, like GitHub company, in 2018. It's currently owned by Microsoft. So GitHub is a kind of remote repository. Whoever users or developers or engineers or teams or companies, they can create repositories, remote repositories on GitHub, which is a cloud, which is a kind of cloud of storage where you can push your changes and others can pull your changes. So basically, if you are working for a company, all your software, all your source code could be in GitHub, right? So obviously, it will come with all the access, authorization, authentication, and other features where no one else outside your company can access your software or download your source code or make changes to it, right? So let's explore the basic features of GitHub, like how to create a GitHub account, um, configuring your GitHub username, creating new repository, and cloning the repositories and all. Let's look at this brief tutorial first. So GitHub is the version control, as we talked about. It is a kind of hosting service for all your projects that use Git. You can create a GitHub account. We'll shortly explore that. And when you create a GitHub account, just if you want to create a GitHub account, just visit this URL, github.com. Let me sign out of my account. Right? This is how you would look when you look at when you open the GitHub software. I'll show you how to do this. Next step, you would have, like, after a short break, you can create your own accounts, and I'll help you with that if you face any issues. But watch this carefully. So sign up. Visit github.com and click on sign up. This is a very easy to use, intuitive wizard style sign up form. You just create your GitHub. I already have a account with this name, so the email you provided is already associated with an account. So one thing you need to know about Gmail IDs is, you'll be very happy to know that your Gmail ID, you can use it in multiple ways. If let's say this is my Gmail ID, right? If I say ravi.kumar.mandala@gmail.com, that's a different Gmail ID even as far as GitHub is concerned. So if you're using your email ID elsewhere and you want to create multiple accounts, you can use your Gmail ID whichever way you want. Like, you can say like ravi.kumar.mandala or Ravi Kumar Mandala without a dot. That's a different account. And you'd be surprised to know that you can also put something like this, test2. I can say plus test2 or plus spam or something like that. Test2, test123 at gmail.com. This is a totally different Gmail ID. But this every email sent to this mail ID will still come to your inbox. So that's the beauty of it. Now you continue, and so this is I'm creating a new account with this email ID, and let's say using a new password. Okay. And Ravi KM test 123. Choose a username. It is available. Creating the account. It's CAPTCHA to verify you. Okay. Turn this object in the direction it is pointing. So this is to ward off the bots who are trying to create free accounts and do a DDoS attack. So I submitted it, verified that I'm a human, and now it's gonna create. So I can check my regular email ID, ravikumar.mandala@gmail.com for my code. Let me get that code.
Guys, Pawan here. So, I'll publish a poll in the Zoom chat. Can you please respond meanwhile? So, Ravi, can, whenever we have a break, please let me know. A short break for
Sure.
a minute. So I'd like to publish some polls and take the feedback regarding the session timings. So basically,
Okay.
I want to understand, whether the timings are appropriate or not for this, for this weekend training. As this is weekend, I would like to understand, is the timing appropriate or something? We need to plan for something else.
Yeah. And can you also create another poll to see like how many people have installed Git locally or how many people already have a GitHub account?
You want me to create that poll, Ravi?
Yeah. After your poll, you can create this poll.
Yeah,
As
sure.
a- Yeah.
I'm going
So
to. Yeah, my poll is ready. So shall I publish with your
yeah,
permission?
publish.
Yeah,
Yeah, you
thank
can
you.
publish. So yeah, so now we got into the account, we signed up a new account, and just answer a few questions, and just for like it will tune your GitHub account for your purpose based on these answers. So what are the top things I want to do with the GitHub? Start a new project or start a company, or use GitHub Co-pilot, things like that, and you can choose up to two. Now I'm choosing between a team, which is a paid membership, versus free. You can still work as a team, but now for now we choose the free account. Now I have a new GitHub account. It's called RKM Test 123, and I have all these help guide for I can use GitHub Copilot. I can create repositories and all that. So this is how you create a GitHub account, guys. It's very easy, it's free, and you can create any number of accounts. Better create one and use it as a main account. And yeah, then we can look at creating repositories and how to upload your changes over there, how to collaborate with other people. We will look into it in the next part.
Okay,
Any
Ravi.
questions so far?
Yeah. So please, guys, please make sure that you are following the session and doing it hands-on right now, right away, if possible, so that you can get any of your queries clarified. Ravi, can we have a quick pass to publish the poll? First poll.
Sure.
Yeah, I had published my first poll. So the poll is on this monthly free training sessions by MGMITtraining. So I would like to, collect your preferred timings basically. So whether these Sunday morning 9 a.m. onwards is okay, or do you want to start from 10 a.m. or on Saturday? So please participate in the poll, guys. I request everyone to participate in the poll and share your feedback. I know that Sunday 9 a.m. was early, and we'll consolidate all the feedback, and we'll plan it accordingly from next session onwards. So basically, I am planning to conduct these free training sessions on weekends every month by eminent speakers, and from our LinkedIn contacts and my close friends and relatives. So those would be free training sessions on weekends. Thanks everyone. So I got 17 responses, but still the participation is only 50%. May I request everyone to share your feedback. 21 out of 37 responded till now. Can you please share your feedback and participate in the poll, guys? And also, please, feel free to stop Ravi and ask any questions, guys. Ravi, with your consent, I would like to share my screen once. Most of the participants today are from our current or previous batch, students. So if you see here, oh, 1 second, I'm sharing my screen. Yeah. So, we have, we have very good participants in the session from our current batches. So as you see here, my session timings are 1.5 hours, but still you can see that, sessions are running till running for 2 hours, like more than 2 hours, etc. As you see here, right? So we have very good, active participants, but I don't see, any one of them asking any queries today. Guys, why are you so kind towards Ravi? Or why are you so, unkind towards me? I'm just kidding, guys. It's not, so I'd like active participation. So please put forward your queries, and, feel free to stop if at all, if you cannot understand something, right? Clear, guys? So this is from our September 2024 evening batch, and most of the participants from that evening batch are there in today's session, but I'm seeing that, no one is asking any queries, guys. Okay, I'm stopping my screen share. So one commercial break, guys. So please follow our Insta page. Like if you want to receive notifications on such free sessions on weekends. So so that you'll get enough heads up, and you'll be notified with the regular updates. And follow our YouTube channel for and subscribe and turn on all notifications. So we have been sharing these reminders from couple of days. Thanks, Ravi. So I'll hand over the floor to you. There. And guys, thanks for responding. So we got, like almost, let me see how many participants responded to the poll. Ravi, you can take it forward.
Yeah. So any questions so far?
Yeah, hi Ravi, Santosh here. So I was trying to install GitHub application, and while installing GitHub application, I have two commands: use bundle OpenSSH or else use external OpenSSH. What we need to install over there?
So which software, which operating system are you using? Windows
OS.
or
Windows.
okay.
Yeah.
So you can use the first option, bundle.
Okay, fine. Thank you.
Are you installing GitHub desktop or?
Yes, a GitHub desktop.
Okay.
2.47.0.2 setup.
Sure. Okay. The latest version is 3.4.6, but yeah, it could be different for Windows. That's fine. That's fine. Anything should do. Okay. Yeah. Let's move on. Let's look at how to create the repo or how to link what you have locally to this remote repository that we have created. Okay.
One quick update on the poll, Ravi. So most of the participants felt like they want these sessions on Saturday rather than Sunday. Thanks, guys. Thanks for participating in the poll.
Sounds good. Sounds good. Yep. Yeah.
Yeah, hi
So
Ravi. Sorry to interrupt you.
I know that.
Like, can you give me a high note on like Git? What is the difference between Git, GitLab, GitHub, and Git Bash?
Sure, sure. So these are different options that we have for remote repositories. Can you see my screen, the slide?
Yes.
Okay, so these are the primary focus of these software. Git softwares could be different. GitHub has a very big community. Most of your open source projects, you can find them here. Like if you want to contribute to an operating system like Linux or Unix or any other open source operating system, you can actually find the repos over here. You can look at the source code of how Linux would work, how Unix works, and you can actually contribute to the software. And these are different hosting services, and you can publish your repository on any of these platforms, and you can have a main common repository where all your changes would go. Usually, people would stick to one platform for their open source repository. So the amount of money they charge and the number of features they provide for a free version versus paid enterprise version, that could change from between these softwares. Bitbucket, GitLab, GitHub, they have their own free tiers and free features. So some software like GitLab usually has a lot of features, but GitHub has more features under the free version. You can create public repositories. You can have any number of collaborators, and you have the security two-factor authentication. You create a local certificate and upload your public key to the repository. So all these features are provided for free. And the kicker, the cherry on the top is GitHub Co-pilot. Co-pilot is the new AI-based tool um, where you can have the AI write the code for you. And if you are facing any issues, if you are coming across some crashes or errors, you can get the help from GitHub Copilot. GitHub Copilot is just like a colleague or a team member on your team who can answer your questions, who can write code for you, who can fix your issues, debug the problems for you, and all that. So that's an additional feature that GitHub has, the other Git softwares do not have. And also the huge community. If you share your code, your project as an open source project on one of these platforms, the community would actually take a look at it. They provide feedback. They do contributions. They add features for you. They would like, it's like a donation, software donation, right? They develop like new features on your software for free if you open source it. Yeah, that's the long answer. So
Yeah,
let's
thanks.
yeah. So let's look at the GitHub, the new account that we just created. Um, so we'll next leg we'll actually upload our changes. We upload our changes to the to the new GitHub account that we just created. Let's say, yeah, this is the GitHub account, right? And let's say I'm creating a new repository over here, which is, and I'm keeping it the same, like let's say new hyphen project. I'm creating this new repository, and I'm saying in the collaborators who can commit changes to this repo. I can decide like who can contribute to this repo. Now I'm adding my account, like my other account, as collaborator. So I'm inviting that person to contribute to this repository. So added, the invite is pending, right? Let's accept the invite, you'll get an email saying that the person RKM test 123 wants you to collaborate on this project or this repository, and I can view the invitation and I can accept it. One second, let me do that. Okay, meanwhile, if you guys can open github.com and create your own accounts, then you can easily catch up and try the things that I'm going to show you. Okay, now I have accepted the invite. Let's refresh this page. Switch account to this. Yeah, so this the other account, it's a successful collaborator for this project. Now, if I say git push, it says, okay, where should I push? What's the remote repository? Now I'm gonna say remote add the new repository I've created. If I go to the new project, this is the new repository, and I can use this command. So it shows how to get started on this repo. First, I do git init. I already did that, and I added a repo, added this file, readme.md or any other file, and I created a commit, right? Now I'm gonna do what this is suggesting, git branch -m main. So something you need to know about Git repos, it can have multiple branches. Main is usually the main branch. It used to be called as master. Now we want to get rid of this master slave, this kind of terminology. So the master branch is now called main branch. So we have a main branch. Now we are going to, so I'm creating, okay, now let's say git branch. If I say git branch, we have a main branch already. Now I'm gonna say main git branch. Now I would say git remote add. So I just copied the command over here. I'm going to link this project, this new project directory, to this GitHub repository. GitHub repository called new project, right? This is the command to link that remote repository to your local project, local folder. Now, if I say git status, I'm on git branch main and the changes are committed. Git log says there is one commit over here. Now git remote -v. Now this local folder is connected to this new project. This is the remote repository, github.com/username/repository.git. Now I'm ready to push. Let's see what's the command. Git push -u origin main. -u origin. Origin is a terminology which says like this is the main repository, this is the remote repository, and you're pushing it onto the main branch. Now this is successfully pushed to the main branch. If you refresh the code over here, now we have the code readme.md This is the file. If you look at the commit history, this is one commit, adding a README file. This is by Ravi Mandala. This is the main account I had. And it was committed 27 minutes ago, and it's pushed into the main repo just now. So in this repository, there is only one commit so far. I can create more commits, like copy, let's say, I'll copy some new file from new repo to this hello world.java. Now, if I say git status, I have one file which is not tracked. So this is in my local directory, right? What did we say? Like to add this file, we say git add hello world.java. Now, if you look at the status, it is added. It's staged right now. To commit, we do git commit -m adding hello world Java file, right? Now, git log would say, if I say git log, we have the remote origin/main at this point. So the remote repository has only this change, right? And the local repository, which is called head right now, has an additional commit. So there are two commits in this repository. One commit is available remote for everyone, and this one is only available locally. So if I look at the commits over here, I don't have the commit here. I refreshed, I don't have the commit. So if I look at the code, I only have the README file. I don't have the Java file yet, right? Let's go back. Now we have committed it locally, but we have not pushed it. Now let's say git push. So this would push it to the cloud, to the GitHub. Now, if I go here and refresh this, the other commit is also over here. This is the second commit by the same person. And if you look at the code, we have both the files, right? So anyone can check out this particular file, this particular repository using this command. Like if you have a GitHub, if you have a GitHub desktop, you can add this repository. This is the repository name. And if you like, if you want to clone, you can use this command to clone. Let's say I'll copy this. I go to a different tab. Let's say this is a different workspace. This is a different workstation. Let's say I'll go here. In here, I can say git clone. This is the command git clone to get a repository from remote. Git clone the repo path, I would say, and then I'm cloning this repo. Let's say this is a totally different user who is trying to clone the project. Now I have new project checked out. Let's see what I have. I have the current status of the repo. So this is a totally different checkout. Now we have all the files over here in this. I can look at the hello world. That's the Java code we have right here. And I can say like, I can use this. I can run the file. This file prints hello world, welcome to the future, and numbers from 1 to 100. That's what the code does. Like I can make changes. So this, yeah. So this is a local this is a local repository. Now a different user has checked out that file and they are making changes. We have the file over here in GitHub, remote repository. You can also make the changes over here. Let's say a different user has logged in. This is RKM test 1. This user, they can try to modify this code, like edit the file. Right now, I'm not able to edit the file because I'm not one of the collaborators, right? My profile, if you look at my profile, this is RKM test 1. And the username for this is so in order to have this user collaborate on that project, I have to give permissions as a collaborator, right? Let's use this account. This account has the permission to work on that repo, right? New project.
Um,
Yeah,
Hello, Ravi. Good morning. This
yeah,
is Kinara. Can I have a quick question?
sure.
Yeah. So regarding this, so now you have switched to the account, right?
Mhm.
So the code that you have committed is still intact, though a different user has logged in.
Right.
So how is that happening? Can you little elaborate on that?
Sure. So this is a different user over here, RKM test 1. This is a different user. So this is the repository the other user is viewing. Since this is a public repository, any user can look at the files, look at these changes. So this is the file that person has checked in, which is my main account. I've checked in from there, right? So since this is a public repository, anyone can view it. If you open this link, github.com/rkmtest123/new-project, you can also view this. However, you'll not be able to edit the files and you'll not be able to contribute to the project unless you are one of the collaborators. Got it? So this RKM test 1, right? I'm going to RKM test 123, who is the owner of this repository. And I'm going to go to the settings of this project. This repository name is new project, collaborator. I'm going to add this RKM test 1, and I'm going to invite them as collaborators.
So you're giving the permissions.
Yeah, I gave permission to the new other account, RKM test 1 account, to add the to make the changes. If any of you have your GitHub account ready, I can find it and add you as collaborators to this project. Anyone? You can tell your username or email ID. I can find and add you as collaborators over here.
GUNA,
GUNA.
SUKESH. Yeah, -942.
Yeah, this one, right? Add.
Ravi, you can add mine as well, perftest.kb@gmail.com.
So you can open your inbox, accept the invite over here, then you will be able to contribute to this repository. Okay, now let's see. I'm gonna accept my invite and I'll start contributing from the other account. Yeah. So here I have accepted the new project. Okay, RKM test 1. Let's say I am in this. New project is what I have. New project. Yeah, this is the project, RKM test 1. I am in, let's say I switch to RKM test 1. So this is a different account. I'm viewing the new project. Since I'm not the owner, I don't see the repository settings. So I'm a new owner. Now let's say I want to make a change to this. I can edit the file. I can use the GitHub UI, the web interface itself, to make the changes. I don't have to check in locally and make the changes and all that. Like to make the changes, to check in and all that, you can use the web interface. If you want to check out locally, you can use the GitHub software like GitHub Desktop, or you can directly do it from the command line. Now I'm making another change. Collaborators, let's say Mandala test 1. So this is the file I've changed, and I can commit the changes. When I'm committing the changes online, it gives me an option to create a branch. So one thing we can do, like the main we can directly commit to the main branch, or you can create a branch. So let's see the concept of a branch. What happens when you create a branch? So it's suggesting me a branch name. Let's say I'm gonna put RKM test 1 slash patch. Okay. New patch. Let's say I'm creating a branch called new patch. So if you look at the repository now, it has two branches. One is the main branch, and the other one is RKM test 1 slash new patch branch. So main branch doesn't have the new line that I've added over here, but it is present in the new patch branch. If you look at the hello world, it has the new line that I've added over here, right? So there could be multiple users creating their own branches and making their own changes on their end. And when they want to merge their changes into the main branch, they can do this. You can create a pull request. Pull request is the same as you're creating a request saying, pull my changes into the main branch. Pull my changes into the main branch. When you create this pull request, the repository owner or whoever are the main contributors, they would look at your changes. They can review your changes and they can accept your changes and merge it into the main branch. Okay, let's see how that goes. First of all, like we are in a branch over here. We have selected the branch named new patch. This says this branch is one commit ahead of main. So this has one commit which is not present on the main branch. What is that commit? The commit is this addition of these two lines. This is not in the main branch. Let's create a pull request. Let's create a request to the repository owner that I want to contribute this change to the repository, to the project. And saying create pull request. When I say create pull request, I can create the title of the pull request. I'm proposing to add list of collaborators at the end of the program. This is my title. Same thing. it would be nice. So this is my description. It would be nice to have rolling titles. Okay. At the end of the program. So whatever it is. So this is a description that I'm adding. And if I want some people to follow my changes, follow this pull request, I can copy them over here. Yes, kb at gmail.com, or I can use their exact ID over here. Say, new project. I can see who are all are contributing. Okay, so for this, let's go back to the pull request. Yeah, I can copy the people over here, and here I can add a list of reviewers. So here it's suggesting me I request a review from this person. I can add them to the reviewers list, and I create a pull request. So this is the pull request that we have created. It has one commit that we want to merge into the main branch, and these are the changes, right? So whoever looks at this pull request, they can say, now I'm in the main account. I can look at the pull requests that I received. Pull requests. So I got this pull request. This is the main account I'm looking from. And I got this pull request. This is the title. Okay. And review requests. Yeah. So this is the pull request that I was asked to review. Now I can look at this description, know what the other person is looking to contribute, and I can look at the files, the changes over here, and I can send a comment. And thanks for the change. It is a good idea. Okay. And I can say add single comment. Okay. And I can approve the changes. LGTM looks good to me. Go ahead and merge it. So I say approve, and then I submitted my review. So the other person, so this is the other person. He saw the review comment. Thanks for the change. It is a good idea. And I look at the main conversation, and it says, looks good to me. Go ahead and merge it. The changes are approved. Now, if you look at the main branch over here, this does not have the new changes yet, right? In the main branch, we don't have the additional print statement. If you look at the pull request, this is not merged yet. This is still open. What we can do, since this merge request is approved, I'll say merge pull request. I can update the description and say confirm merge. So pull request successfully merged and it's closed. You can delete the branch. You created this branch new patch to make some change. You can delete the branch or you can use it for future changes. Usually you create a branch, make some changes, add some new features, get that changes merged into the branch, merged into the main branch, and then delete it. You can create a different branch when you want to make some more changes or implement a different feature or things like that. So let's look at the main branch over here. So we are in main branch. Now the changes are merged. Let's see. This has the new print statement at the end because the changes from the branch are merged already.
Can we revert to the original code if in case this isn't working?
Yes, we can do that. If you go to commits, we have all these commits over here, merge pull request. This commit was merged into this. So you can say, you can browse the repository at this point, or you can have other options over here. You can go to this commit and you can revert it using, you can create a revert diff. Let me show that in the command line. Yeah, let me show that in the command line first.
So we can do the same changes in command line as well, right?
Yes. So let's say this is the repository, right? New project. Let's see what all files we have. We have hello world.java, right? Let's see what that file has. It has the for loop and it doesn't have the print statement at the end, right? Now, obviously, we have not pulled the changes to our local repository. Hence, we don't have that new change. We are in, if you look at the Git status, we are on the main branch. And let's see what branches are there. It says only one branch is present. Yeah, Karthik. Karthik, do you have a question? Okay, let's move on. Let's finish this thought. So here in the branch, if you in your local repository, if you look at it, we have a main branch. We don't see any other branches, and Git status, the file is still in an old state, right? So you can continue working on this repo. You can create branches locally. You can make your commits, and you don't even need to have internet connection when you're doing all of this because you're working locally. Whenever you want to push the changes to the cloud or pull the changes from the cloud, only then you need the internet connection. So let's see how to pull the changes. Git pull. So now I have pulled. I got a new branch. I got to know that there is a new branch. It's not deleted yet. So in my local repository, that new branch was pulled. Also in hello world.java, two new lines are added. Two plus symbols indicate like two new lines are added. Let's see what is in the hello world.java now. Now we have the new print statement, new line, and the new print statement over here. We pull the changes from the remote repository, right? To your other question, what was the other question? To revert, right? Let's see Git log. So someone made a change and someone reviewed it and merged that change into the main repo. But I realized that has broken the software. Like because of that, I'm not able to compile. I'm not able to build. I don't. I can do a fix and fix it forward, and I can do a fix and merge that into the main to fix the main branch, or I can simply revert the change because there could be other changes coming in, and they'll be piling up on this change, right? So for now, I want to revert it and let the developer know that their code has a bug. The code that got merged into the main branch has an issue. Go ahead and fix it and send it for review again. So to revert that, I can say git revert this one, right? This commit, git revert, this commit is a merge, but no NSM option. Okay. Okay, it's a merge, and I need to give a -m option. Let's see what the minus option is. At any point of time with the command line, you can see what the options are, and you can pick the appropriate option. It says -m option is needed. Let's see what the -m option is. The parent number, parent mainline number. Okay. Yeah.
So there's a
Git
line
revert.
in that. It says when we give -m, we can't actually revert the merge because we don't know which side, which part of the code need to be considered.
Right. So we can actually resolve that merge conflict. Git log one line. This is a merge, right? So we can help it pick. Yeah. This is the new thing. Git log. Now I have a revert commit, which would say like git show. If I say git show, now this is deleting the two lines that it was adding before, right? So this is the this is the reverse of exact change that you did in the previous commit. Now you can go ahead and push this change, git push. Before pushing, let's see what the status of the main branch is. The hello world has this statement. Like now, if you push this change.
Yeah, Ravi, I have one more query.
Yeah, the two additional files are gone. Yeah, go ahead.
For example, if we did any changes, na, the original will be there, can be accessed with the main editor.
Yes. So
Okay.
if you look at this is the total commit history. I did a bunch of commits, and then a pull request came in. That pull request has added what did it add? It shows the exact changes over here. This is the complete history. Just like a Bitcoin or any cryptocurrency would maintain the entire ledger of all the changes that happened, the Git will maintain the history of everything that happened. And you can browse a repository at this point, like let's say before reverting these changes, let's see how the repository was looking like. This was hello world. It has the print statement at the end. But if you look at the main branch head, if you look at this portion, this has the two lines reverted. Got it? So we have two branches. We can keep this branch or we can delete it. Now that the main commit that was merged into the main branch was reverted, you can go revisit this branch and try to make the changes properly. Like let's say this should not have been a print statement. It should be a print ln statement. Instead of print statement, it should be print So we make the changes, go to the main repository, new patch. Now we can create another pull request, create a new pull request. Now comparing this, I made another change. Now this time is print and println. Now I'm creating another pull request over here to get the new changes into the main branch. So this is how the developers would go back, fix the changes on their branch, and send another pull request to merge these new changes over here. Okay, so
Hey Ravi,
yeah.
before you proceed, just one more question. Now, in the real time, we have thousands of lines of code, right? And the developers might have actually, created changes in multiple places.
Right.
So when we are actually, looking at this UI, would it actually show us the differences in all the lines wherein they've actually made the changes?
Yes.
Okay.
So if you look at this file, the, you see the entire the current state of this file, right? But
Mhm.
if you want to see who made what change, who changed which line, you can switch to this blame view, where you can say like this set of lines has been added by this person. You can also go to an earlier state, let's say this place, right? And now if you look at the file and look at the blame view, now you see like these set of lines were added by this person, this set of lines were added by this person, and last couple of lines were added by this person. So it would point you to the exact commit which added these lines. Got it?
Got it.
So that's the
Got
power of Git. Like if you have thousands of files and each of the files will have hundreds of lines, you can pinpoint to each and every line and you can see like who made what change. And in case you are having issues, encountered a bug in a particular line or in a particular file, you can approach the code author and you can say like okay, this change was made. We don't know like why this change was made or what's the reason behind it, but we are seeing an issue in this particular part of the code, and the author can tell you how to fix it, or you can author can fix it for you, or you create a
it.
ticket, a Jira ticket, pointing to exact line of code and the change, and then assign it to the author.
Blame them basically.
Yeah, yeah.
So I
So
really like
le-
the title like blame. So with that we can find like which coworker, if
who
something
to
goes
blame?
wrong, which coworker ruined the project, right? And
No,
we
it's
can
not.
blame them.
It's not ruined. It's the word that was used over here is blame, but it's not really blaming. We know
Yeah,
like
just
who
correct.
made who made what change. Yeah.
Yeah,
So
just
it's
correct.
a collaborative environment. Most of the time, in most of the companies, everyone owns the code. So everyone is responsible for fixing any of the issues. So you can't simply like okay, throw the ball in their court and take a break. Especially there could be like you could be an on-call. You could be the person who are looking at the issues and you are in charge of the next release. Then you look at the code, you look at the change, and if you are able to pinpoint to a particular person, you can approach that person. If that person is not available, or if that bug is not critical enough to fix right now, as we have seen, we can go revert that commit. So whatever that pull request, the whole pull request, or selectively you can revert one commit, and now you don't have that feature, you don't have that change, you don't have that bug. So you go release the product, you go with the next release without that feature because we don't have enough time to fix that issue.
Right.
Got it?
Yeah.
Yeah.
One more question, Ravi. Let's say, there are some multiple changes, right? Like 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Uh, uh, when we have committed the change like fifth one, we realized that there is something wrong. We just thought that something is wrong, and we reverted the fifth change, and we went ahead with the changes of 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Now after 10th change, we again realized that the fifth change was still good, and there we unnecessarily removed it. So if I have to commit the change 5, do I have to do that after reverting all the changes, or can I directly go ahead commit that particular change 5 and go on?
Yeah, sure. That's a very good question. So the power of Git, like the power of Git when you do those kind of things. So basically, when you need to apply a particular commit, you all the that if you have this hash, if you have the delta like this is the hash. If you have the commit hash, you can pick that commit any point of time. You can apply that commit. You can apply that commit in the sense when you apply the commit, it will apply all the changes that were part of that commit. When you give this hash, all it remembers is it has to find a hello world.java, and it has to add these two lines into that file, or this in this case this is removing those two lines, right? So if you look at the previous change, all it knows is for this commit you need to add these two lines in the file. So what happens is, like, you can say at any point of time you can there are commands like git cherry pick or git apply. There are some commands which would say and followed by the git hash. If you say give that git hash, it will know automatically what all changes need to be done. And how does it know? Because it knows the delta corresponding to this commit. This is like in hello world.java, these two lines need to be added or removed. So when you apply this command, it will automatically apply all those changes. But if that file has changed a lot since you have made this commit, right? So then it will not be able to apply the same changes as is. Then it would ask you for like your suggestion, like that you asked me to apply this changes into it. It would say you asked me to apply these changes, but the file has changed. Like let's say it is trying to delete these two lines, and these two lines are not at the end of the file anymore. Let's say the file has changed such that this is somewhere in the middle of the program, the middle of the file, not at the end of the file. Then it would give you what is called a merge conflict, which would say like this is the current status, and you wanted to add me like remove this file. These two lines, I found it at the middle of the file. Is this the one you want to delete? So most of the times, most of the files, it will be able to apply those changes automatically unless that file changed drastically. When it changes, it will show you the options and say, okay, where should I add this or where should I delete this? So short answer is, if you have the commit hash of that old commit, you can apply those changes at any point of time, because in the Git history, it will always store all the commits you have done at any point of time, whether it is part of the main branch or not.
Great. Thanks a lot for that, Ravi.
Yeah, so we can try to replicate that situation and do it if time permits. But if there are any other questions, I can take more questions.
Ravi,
Hi, Ravi.
yeah, please go ahead.
So I just want to know, like, we have this. Here you bring up this merge conflicts, all those things, right? So when we used to do this merge and rebase, right? So usually, so people used to face a lot of challenges, like when we need to do the git merge and when we need to do the git rebase. So, so could you please take that one as an one example for that and explain if time permits?
Yeah, I can explain that. Let's say I am in Git status. I'm in Git main. like I have a change. Let's say git branch feature 1, right? Git checkout. So feature 1 is a branch, new branch that is created. I'm checking out that feature. So if I say git branch feature 1, the branch got created, but I'm still on the main branch, right? So I'm checking out the new branch that I've created, switch to new branch, feature 1. Now I'm changing this file. Let's say println I someone made the change saying the number is I. Okay, they made the change and they ran the command. So it works fine, right? Now git commit added prefix, right? I'm showing you all the steps. Yeah, so I said commit, but I have not staged the changes yet. So in order to stage the changes, tell it what to commit. I have this new file that got created. I don't want to commit that. It's the binary file that get created when it is compiled. So I only want the source file, right? So I only add hello world.java. Now this is staged. Hello world is staged and hello world.class is not staged. It is untracked. Now I do the same git commit, did the commit. I did the git push. So I need to give few additional parameters. Git push. If you look at the branch, now we have 3 branches. Feature 1, create a pull request. Okay, create new pull request for feature 1 branch and create pull request and create this. Let's yeah, I have not added rules to the branch or to the repo saying that a review is mandatory. Without review, I'm actually doing the merge, right? Now, before this change was created, there was one branch. Remember, there is a branch called new patch. So this does not know that there is a new change in the main branch. So this new patch branch is pretty outdated. This is 1 commit ahead of and 4 commits behind main. But I still go ahead and do my changes over here. Let's say here I'll see git fetch to fetch all the branches. Git branch -r. I have all these branches. I check out. Let's say I'm the developer who is working on this branch. Now, I don't know what happened in the main branch, so I'm gonna do my own change to this file. So here there is collaborator statement or something, and I wanted to add a different prefix, or I am changing this altogether. Let's say I'm changing it to J and J. I changed the same lines which were changed in the other file by someone else on the main branch, right? Now, git status, I have this file, git add, I staged the file, git commit. Renamed the variable I to j, right? If I see git log, I have a change over here, updated hello world, and I am over here. Renamed the variable. I'm at this commit, right? This is the commit hash, usually the last 7 digits of the commit hash. Now I want to merge this into the main branch, right? So let's say I'm creating a new pull request from, did I push this? I did not push. So push will push my changes into the new patch branch. Now I'm creating a pull request from this. Now you can see it can't automatically merge. Don't worry, you can still create a pull request. So now there is a merge conflict, right? Now let's say create pull request, adding my own changes, let's say. I created the pull request. This branch has conflicts that must be resolved. So I'm trying to make some changes, but the main file have changed a lot and I need to resolve it manually. So there are different ways to resolve this. You can use a web editor or you can use the command line to resolve conflicts. Let's try to do it in the web editor, right? I told you in the previous question that we can decide, we can tell it what to do. So these are the different options. This is one option. This is one thing with the statement J as the variable, and with these collaborators still here. And the other option is I with this additional prefix in the statement. The number is this. So I can choose, I can discard the changes done, the prefix that was added over here. I can discard those changes and say my changes are final, or I can say ignore my changes and I'll accept their changes. This is another option. Or you can say, okay, I need to merge these changes. Okay, I'll still put the J variable, but I'll take the prefix that they added. And collaborators, the statement remains the same. And instead of print, I want to put println. And now I'm saying mark this file as resolved. Commit merge. Now this branch is ready to be merged. If it is approved, I can directly say merge pull request. Now look at the changes. This is the change of variable and the adding of prefix. Both the changes are still here. So now we have seen the merge conflict. We tried to resolve it manually and we updated our pull request. Now the pull request says, these are the changes that I want to merge. Anyone can review and approve. You can't approve your own changes. So it's disabled for me. If the other person approves, I can go ahead and merge this change. So the main branch has all the changes.
Yeah, Ravi, once we are done with this, you can have a quick break. It's almost 2 hours into the session.
Okay. Yeah, you can take a break. You can, I'll post a Slido link or you can post your questions on chat. So there's a lot to cover. GitHub is pretty vast. So it has a lot of features. You can come across different scenarios when you are collaborating with hundreds of people on a project. So if you can think of a scenario and you have any clarifying questions, I can answer them and show the scenario, try to recreate that scenario. And if not, we can shortly visit the GitHub Co-pilot, the magical AI tool that we are talking about, and then we can end the session there.
Okay.
What all can be the real-time scenarios where we can actually use GitHub with? Can you give some real-time examples so that we can have a walkthrough of it?
Yeah, Ravi, sorry to interrupt, and Kinra. First of all, thanks, Kinra and Santosh and Shyam and Sukesh for making the session so interactive. Sir, Ravi, shall we continue in some other session, or shall we have a quick break for 10 minutes and then rejoin?
We can have a break and rejoin in 5 to 10 minutes. We'll
Okay.
have 10 more minutes. We'll look into the GitHub Copilot, and I can show some real repositories, real world scenarios, and then we can stop it. So
Okay.
5 to 10 minute break, and then 10 minutes after that, then we can end the session.
Okay. So before that, I would like to share my screen, and I'm sharing my screen and show the poll results. The first poll that was conducted was regarding the timings. Is this free GitHub session timing appropriate? Should we follow the same timings for the coming up monthly free training sessions? So as you can see, 84%, 96% of the people responded.
We can't see it.
Is it? One second. Sharing my screen, and let me stop my screen share and share it again. Is it visible now? I'm sharing my screen again. Is it visible now?
We see the Insta page.
Oh, okay. Maybe then, this poll results will not be visible to the participants. So, fine, that's fine. I'll share a screenshot. So, we actually planned this session on Saturday only. However, yesterday, due to some conflict, I had my son's school anniversary. That's why we had postponed it to Sunday morning, actually. But we initially planned it on, Saturday only, as we communicated in the WhatsApp group, guys. Guys, one quick request. So please save my WhatsApp number to receive these notifications on free sessions. So we are creating one WhatsApp group for each of these free training sessions, and we are posting updates over there. So if you want to receive future updates, please save this WhatsApp number. One request, and then thanks for participating and in the poll. And we had very good participation. And now I'd like to post the next poll, which is regarding how the regarding this the overall planning of this trainings, this GitHub session, and how the way it is executed. So I would like to request everyone to participate. That the poll is open now. So I would like to request your participation, guys. And you can take a quick break, guys. If you want to if you want to have a quick break, so you can please go ahead and rejoin in another 10 minutes. And we are also by the way, hold on, yeah, just give me a moment. So this is our training room in Amirpet and Madhapur, guys. We are providing offline, both online and offline training. So this is our Amirpet classroom, the first pick, and the second pick is our Madhapur classroom. There are some, as most of you know, these are the unique features of our training, right? And one more thing, one more quick update. So this week itself, the last week itself, 3 of our students got placement, and their onboarding is scheduled next week. So I'd like to congratulate everyone, those who those who cracked multiple interviews, and whose onboarding is scheduled next week. Okay, so we have some of them here over here, Sarath and a couple of others. So once they receive their onboarding was scheduled next week. So once they join, I would like to disclose their names. All right, and these are the unique features of our training. If anyone is interested, or if you want to refer someone who is looking for training and placement, please save this WhatsApp number, and please refer us. and some unique features of these are the unique features of our training. And I would like to make one more important announcement. So we are doing this earn while you learn program for our classroom participants from last 1 year, and recently one of our student made 2.5 lakhs in just 1 week. If you can meet me in person, I can show you. I cannot disclose those details online. But however, if anyone want to know that information, if you can meet and if you can meet in person, I can show you like what is the earn while you learn opportunity that we had provided and how much money they had made. It's a whopping 2.5 lakh amount in just 1 week through our earn while you learn program. All right, guys. And of course, you can learn and earn also. So this is something which we are providing during the training program. And this is only for our offline participants, right? Yeah, that's all, guys, I have for now. Anything else? Any other queries, guys? 2.5 lakhs in just 1 week without any effort and risk from their side. Guys, am I audible?
Yes, sir.
Yes, we can hear you.
Okay, I couldn't see any response. That's why I was wondering if I am audible or not.
Yes, Pawan, you're audible.
All right. And before I hand over the floor back to Ravi, so this is our Google page, guys. So, and I would request the previous batch students and current batch students to share your feedback whenever you feel appropriate. So this is our Google page having 116 Google reviews with overall 4.8 star rating out of 5. This is on a scale of 1 to 5, as you know. All right. And this is our Instagram page. So please do follow our Instagram page to get updates on this. On our Insta page, not only we are not only sharing the updates on these free demo sessions, but we are like collecting multiple referral openings from various sources, and daily morning by the time you wake up, you will have 5 to 10 openings shared on your Insta page for free. By the time you wake up, I'm sure you will see like 5 to 10 openings daily. I'm just giving a quick walkthrough of those openings, which we shared recently in the past 1 month. Some are referral openings, some are collected through, LinkedIn, and we are collecting from various sources. That doesn't really matter, right? So, like the opportunities are important, right? So every day, by the time you wake up, you will get, at least 5 openings in your Insta. If you are following Insta, then only, please follow our Insta page. If you're already, for having an Insta account. Otherwise, I would like to suggest that, don't you need not, follow Instagram for this, because, we are sharing in our WhatsApp group. We are sharing the same openings are being shared in our WhatsApp group. For every batch, we have a WhatsApp group like this. So right now we are running 4 batches. One is, this was recently started batch, October 2024 fast track batch. So what I mean to say by fast track batch is we are having both LoadRunner and JMeter running in parallel. So JMeter was already started this week, and next week we are going to start LoadRunner. Right. So we have another, we are also running, automation and manual testing training as well. However, there, manual and automation testing are being offered as online trainings. And for performance, we are having both online and offline trainings. Any queries, guys? All right. So and one more thing, guys, if you want to receive this PPT, one last and final, announcement from me. So if you want to receive this PPT, so please fill the Google form that I shared in the WhatsApp group. We have a separate WhatsApp group for this session, right? So please, fill this Google form if anyone want to receive this PPT. So all right, guys, I'm stopping my screen share and I'll hand over the floor to Ravi. Thanks, guys. Thanks, everyone. So please, please participate in the poll that is active now. So we had 77% of participation. So the poll is on. By the way, like some people ping me where the poll is shared. That is shared in the Zoom only, Zoom itself, guys. I hope everyone is able to see that poll. So 80%, shared their feedback on that. So the question is like feedback on how the event is organized, followed up, and executed. I gave options, as average, good, and excellent. So thanks that, like we got, good 48%, excellent is 52%. So yes, there is always scope for improvement. So we'll try to, organize a more better way with more, and we'll conduct it on Saturday, and again Saturday morning or evening, guys. So which time is suitable, or which time do you feel appropriate for this trainings? Is it Saturday morning or Saturday evening? And by the way, many thanks, Ravi. So Ravi is in US now. It's already, should be late night by this time. Or, for many thanks for dedicating some time for, on your weekend particularly.
Thank you. Yeah, no worries. Yeah, so let's resume.
Yeah, you
can you guys
start
see my screen? Yeah.
Yes, Ravi.
Okay. So I want to show you the power of yeah. Any questions before we get started on this?
Ravi,
I have
Ravi,
one question.
Ravi, 1 second, Ravi. Can we pause recording for a moment, please?
Sure.
Just a minute. So, is the recording paused? I don't think it is. I can pause the recording. Just give me a moment.
Okay. So we're working on this file, Java file, and I know like most of you might be more familiar with Python and some other languages more than Java. So we GitHub with GitHub you get GitHub Co-pilot features. Co-pilot is like your companion, programming buddy, or your fellow teammate who can help you with fixing any bugs or writing new code, adding new features. So it can basically do uh, what you can do at a slightly junior level. So let's see some of its powers. Now, in this conversation, I can talk about this repo, I can talk about this project to my co-pilot, and I can ask it to write code. I asked it to write code, generate a code with an array and do sort those numbers using bubble sort. It gave me the code which I can simply copy and create a new file and paste it. Let me do that. New project. In this repo, I would say create new file, and I paste my new code that my co-pilot has generated. .java and commit changes, probably in a new branch. Co-pilot. So I created a new pull request with the changes that my co-pilot has suggested me. Similarly, let's say I was given a task to write unit tests or test the program. I can take the help of my co-pilot and I can ask can you write unit test for hello world.java? It told me set of steps that I should follow, generate the unit test code, and this is the unit test code. You can create that, you can copy that and create that in a different file. Like let's say, go to this, I'm in the Copilot branch and add another file. So this is me being ultra productive using the help of my Copilot. So this is another change. I created this and commit to the Copilot branch, commit message, create hello world test.java. And I was also given a task to convert this hello world.java into a Python code. Let's ask GitHub Copilot to do that for us. Can you please convert hello world.java to Python code? I can simply say hello world.py and it will automatically understand what I was asking. Hello world.py. See, I didn't say Python code. I just asked it to convert hello world.java to hello world.py, um, because my manager asked me to. Okay. You don't have to tell the reason. I just added it. Yeah. So now Copilot is hard at work. It has converted that Java code into Python code for me. So all I need to do is add file over here, paste the content, hello world.py, and commit changes. So all of them I'm committing to this Copilot branch, and my pull request will be automatically updated. So if I open my pull request, I have 3 changes, added 3 files, hello world test, random array sort, and hello world.py. I wrote so much code with a few prompts asking the Copilot what I want, and then I'll be able to send the pull request for one of my teammates to review. And once they review, I can merge these changes. I can also, in case I want to test these changes, I just created these changes, but I might also want to test them, right? So if I want to test them, I can do it in my command line in my local terminal, or I can also do it in workspace. I can create a code space. This is another feature provided by GitHub. I can create a code space where I can test these changes, run different commands over there. I can even make edits to this. This is like an IDE, integrated development environment. I can work on the whole project using this code space. Like I can run hello world.java over here. Okay. I can run the file. It showed the collaborators at the end, and I can also run Python hello world.py. I can do the Python code also does the same thing. It's almost like we are doing the same. We are running the same Java file. So we can do this. We can also make the changes over here and make the commits. So these are 2 advanced features provided by GitHub. You can use GitHub Copilot to help you with become more productive, or you can use the GitHub code space to test your changes, make any changes, and commit it back to the branch and update your pull request. Okay, and now let's go back to the presentation and see some real world examples of repositories. I can show some of my repositories. These are the recent repositories I've created, and it has like 16 commits. So it shows when I created what commit, September 14th. This is one of the Android application I've been working on, and I'm building it. These are different commits I've done. I'm the only person developing on this project, so you see all the commits are from me, and you can see any particular change. You can go to any particular change, see what all changes I made in that particular commit, and I can show you some real world repositories. If you can, and since you're familiar with Selenium and JMeter, the actual source code of that software is available on GitHub for you to see. You can see, like, if you are facing some issue with the tool, you can actually go ahead and look at the source code and make fixes. Right now it has like 6 branches, active branches. So these are stale branches. These are all the branches that this repo has, and you can also see a lot of people are watching this repository, and they're making changes. Lots of changes are pending. People have made the changes, asking them to be merged into the software, and you can also see the releases. Right now, JMeter is in 5.6.3 release, and these are all the release notes for that software. And these are the contributors. These people have contributed for this release by making all these fixes. So these are some of the open source repositories. Whichever softwares are open source, anyone can actually go ahead and look at the source code. You can look at the source code like SRC, Java. You can go core, source, main, Java, org, Apache, JMeter. These are the different packages. You can look at the actual source code, which is powering your JMeter tool. And in case you want to make any changes, you can make the changes by creating a fork, creating a copy of this repository, make the changes and send a pull request to the main repository. So these are all the changes you can do with the power of GitHub and Git, underlying Git version control system. I can share the slides with you, and it has links for all these real world repositories. This is the React.js online repository. It's a Microsoft VS Code, Visual Studio Code. The entire code that is powering that IDE, VS Code, is available over here for you to look, browse through it, make any changes, suggestions, or you can create a fork and make your own version of VS Code. Same with the Selenium and other repositories. So Git, as a closing remark, like I would like to say, like Git is a version control system which is powering lots of open source projects, open source community, and making most of these softwares that we are using possible. And most of the companies who use Git will seamlessly work through multiple projects, multiple features at the same time, and they can seamlessly collaborate, do the releases with little to no effort. We should this working with Git and how to work with it, like how to work around and deal with different workflows and fix different issues. This is the primary knowledge you should have for being very productive at work. Yeah, I hope this session helped you gain more understanding of the project, of the tool, and the power which is being unleashed and which is available at your fingertips right now. Any questions?
Ravi, so if we delete any branch, so if we don't have the commit ID as well, so can we? Is it possible to retrieve that branch?
So yeah, normally in your local, if you don't have the branch, you might have to look at the remote repository. And here, if you go to the all branches, you can see the branches that are deleted, even the branches that were deleted. So if you go to that particular branch, let's say this branch is active right now, right? And GitHub Copilot This has few changes, and these were not merged into the main branch. Now let's say I'm deleting it for some reason. Okay, the pull request will be closed. The branch will be deleted. But if you can like fail branch, all branches. Now you don't see that in the list of branches, right? But if you say RKM test one, what was the branch? Co-pilot.
So Ravi, I have one query.
Yeah.
For example, if I'm creating one project, so if I don't like the project and I have deleted, but you are the main author. Okay. So will you able to see that?
If you have a project, if you don't like the project and delete it, do you mean the branch, your branch, or the whole repository? So
And
this
Ravi,
is
just a second, my headset got problem. Just a second, I can't able to hear you. Just give me 2 minutes of.
Yeah. So from the question, what I understood is like this is RKM test 123 is the main GitHub account, and this can have multiple projects over here. If you delete the whole project, not everyone will be able to delete the project. So for example, I am the contributor. I don't see a settings page. I'll not be able to delete this repo. And yeah, I'll not be able to delete this repo. But if a repo gets accidentally deleted, it can still be recovered because the entire history is stored within the Git system, and they can be invoked. They can be renewed by the admin of the repo. So switching to RKM test 123, and I'm looking at the branches, all branches, and I've removed the branch, right? So, feature one. Yeah, so it is somewhere in the settings where I can look at all the deleted branches and try to undelete it. Yeah, as soon as I deleted the branch, it showed me an option to revert that change. But now we need to visit the settings page and look at the old deleted branches and try to undelete it. Any other questions? Okay, thank you. Thanks for attending the session today. I really enjoyed the questions, different scenarios we tried to reproduce and resolve using the power of Git. I hope you find this session useful. You can redirect the questions to me on my GitHub profile. You can send messages to me. It's kind of like the GitHub is a kind of social network for developers. So you can also send the message if you find my ID, you can send me the messages, and you can shoot the questions there. You can ping me on LinkedIn, or you can send your questions through my brother.
Yeah, so we'll be uploading this session, recorded session on my YouTube channel. So you can share your, any queries or any comments, feedback on the YouTube channel as well. It will be uploaded as a public video.
Okay, over to you.
Thanks, Ravi. Thanks a lot. Thanks a lot for making some lot of time. In fact, I can understand, how many hours of effort went into this. So thanks for spending, that much time over a weekend, as well as, before weekend for preparing the content. Yeah. and hope to see many more sessions, Ravi, from you, at least once in a month. So, I'm pitching up or I'm touch basing, all my ex-colleagues also as well. So, next session, would be from Avilash on AWS and also AWS or GCP. So, and a few of my classmates who are in various technologies and various fields. So, I'm actively working with them, following up with them to know like what is their core area skill set, and what is the best thing that they can present. So guys, please stay tuned to my YouTube channel to get these free monthly sessions on a weekend. We took your feedback and we will plan it only on Saturdays and Saturday morning. Most of the people opted for Saturday morning. However, that may not be possible always, because for us, like most of the speakers will be in US or in other countries. So it will be Friday evening for them. So maybe Saturday evening we can plan it on Saturday evening. If not on Saturday morning, if not possible on Saturday morning. Thanks once again, guys. Thanks for joining the session. Morning on a Sunday morning, with such a short notice though. So please save my WhatsApp number and to get updates on all these sessions, guys. Okay. So this is my WhatsApp number. So please save this number so that you can see updates on my WhatsApp status, or else you can receive notifications in the form of notifications. Thanks, guys. Have a nice rest of the weekend. I'm passing the recording, guys. This is signing off. Pawan from MGMITtraining. Sorry. Yeah, you can please share your feedback. Anyone want to share your feedback?
No, I'm saying that Ravi, thank you for the session. It was a nice interactive session actually.
Thanks, Santosh. Yeah.
Thanks,
Thank you,
Santosh.
Ravi. Thank you so much. Thanks for your time.
And please follow us on LinkedIn as well, guys. So we'll be, we are posting these updates on my LinkedIn page as well. So this is my LinkedIn page. So you can see that, I have been posting from the past couple of days on these sessions. You can get to my post and you can see the activity. So please follow us on LinkedIn. Follow me and Ravi as well on LinkedIn if you want to receive updates on these sessions, guys. So this event is sponsored, by Innovel Labs and MGMITtraining in collaboration with Innovel Labs. Thanks, guys. Thanks once again. And signing off. This is Pawan from MGMITtraining. Thank you, guys, and have a nice rest of the weekend.